CapeCast.
Bird of death, he wants you to take your last breath. Then he'll swoop down and he'll come round and nibble you. Bird of death, he'll carry out your carry-on. He'll swoop down and take a bite out of you.
Ouch! Mike, lately some turkey vultures have showed up in my Wellfleet neighborhood, kind of looking down at me eerily. What do we know about these birds?
What do you know about your health, Eric? If you're not looking healthy, that's the bird you want to avoid.
Well, wait a second.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's the bird that eats dead things. So you might want to put a little rouge on, a little bit more makeup, you know, get a healthier glow about yourself.
Because their business is sort of cleaning up protein sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. They'll never hurt you, but if you're dead, they'll be the first one to come to your funeral.
Bird of death, can't you eat something else like a popsicle?
They're a little bit on the creepy side, but I've known several people that have been birding and in areas where vultures are popular, and they'll just take a break, lie down, and they look up and there's vultures circling around, and they don't move to see what happens, and they land and they did that vulture creepy walk, come right towards them. So that's what I'm saying. Look healthy when you see vultures.
Of death, bird of death.
You can see vultures here just about any time except the real tough part of the winter, then they'll move a lot further south. But years ago, there were no vultures here, and they're pushing their way north. Is the climate changing? Is there more scraps? I'm not really sure, but they're here more. They're nesting here now, which they really haven't done before. They don't have the tools to kill anything. They have weak claws and weak jaw muscles and beaks, so they can't grab something like a rabbit and kill it like an owl or hawk would. They have to have it die or somebody else do the killing. Not only can't they do that, but they don't have really the ability to rip into flesh even when it's dead. So it has to get run over by a car or chopped up somehow or rotting a little bit, and then they can go in for the goodness.
Bird of death, he wants you to take your last breath.
There's a woman that comes in here named Shirley, the nicest lady you could imagine. And this lady has the vultures would come to her house every spring and rip the vinyl off the screens on her sliders. Just pull it off and then to replace them, and then rip it off again and rip all the trimming off the house. Anything vinyl they were crazy for. And she didn't seem to care. She thought it was cute. The thought is because they can smell, they somehow locked onto that vinyl smell, and that was in their mind something yummy, so they'd pull it apart trying to figure out what it was. But the interesting part was this woman would come in all smiles like she just won $1 million. Oh, the vultures are back. Yep, they ripped out the window again.
CapeCast.
Bird of death, bird of death.